Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the program today, will education get funding through a lottery in the state? And childhood diseases. Mary Lau has the rundown.
Sam, Senator Maurice Washington has concerns about the lottery and where the money actually goes. And we're going to be hearing from Assemblyman Sheila Leslie, who has the very, very concerning issue of childhood autism and the alarming rate at which this disease is being discovered.
And coming up on the Power Pundit panel today, Marlene, Lockard, Jason Geddes, and Chris Wicker. It's all coming up next on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by the Tahoe-Reno Industrial Center, the world's largest industrial park, the resort at Red Hawk, and the Peppermill family of casinos.
This is one of Sierra Power's main generating plants. It's right next door to the Tahoe-Reno Industrial Center. These plants provide all the clean, reliable power that businesses need. TRI has 3 independent power generation facilities on site. For sensitive manufacturing companies and high-tech firms, this benefit is invaluable. Welcome to the Tahoe-Reno Industrial Center, the largest industrial park in the world, building economic prosperity for Nevadans.
So, who do you use for workers' comp?
Pro Group Management.
Ah, I've heard some good things about them.
You bet. Employee background checks, safety training, claim seminars. Oh, and here's the great part. If you have an issue, they work for you, not against you.
Sounds perfect. And expensive.
Well, that's the best part. They saved me 30%. I've heard they've saved others 50%.
Works for me.
Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
Since its creation more than a decade ago, the Southern Nevada Water Authority has focused on 3 goals: preserving water quality, improving water conservation in Southern Nevada, and meeting the community's current and future water needs. Through thoughtful planning, responsible management, and collaboration, it's succeeding. As we move into the 21st century, the authority continues to embrace sustainable water development and efficient water use. That's our promise to Nevada.
Thanks to an ongoing commitment by America's mining companies, more than 2 million acres already have been reclaimed. To learn more about reclamation or other aspects of mining, visit nma.org, the National Mining Association.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And we are joined by State Senator Maurice Washington, and helping with the questioning is Mary Lau, who's Executive Director of the Retail Association of Nevada, one of our proud sponsors, and a fine interviewer, too. That's why we have her here. All right, let's start out with full-day kindergarten. Senator, what do you think about it?
Well, Sam, to be honest with you, I think it's going to be a burden on the state. It's very expensive. The proposals that we've looked at is about $92 million, and that doesn't include facilities. That's just to staff it and get it up and running for one biennium. And then what about the continuum bienniums after that? So it's going to be a very expensive proposition.
But what about those that say that it just gives kids such a head start into school?
Well, we have other programs, Sam. We have the Head Start program that's federally funded currently, and then there's private institutions out there that are doing kindergarten, but it hasn't really been proven out that it actually gives kids legs up in their education or their academic studies. And the proof is really after you get past the 3rd or 4th grade to see if the continuing education is really paying off. And if the curriculum doesn't match the ongoing grades, then we've actually wasted money.
Well, we've had a history in the state of doing that with education. We tried the teacher ratios and stuff like that.
The class size reduction.
Class size reduction. Thank you. And it hasn't proven that it worked. And I was going to ask you. So there's no data that says that early education and full-day kindergarten works.
No, there is no proof that it actually works. And it's going to take time to find out. What we did find out is that quality teachers make a difference in a student's life, and then the more you get parents involved in the children's academics at an early age, And I'm talking about having parents read to their children at home, cutting off the television, allowing them to pick up books and kind of thumb through them themselves. Makes a big difference. So we're finding cultural differences make a difference.
That's a perfect world situation, though. I mean, the reality is in Silver State that we have plenty of parents who are working 2 jobs.
Sure.
Both parents are out there working. They don't have the ability to do that. What do you say to those folks?
Well, I would say it's a matter of priority. I mean, what's your priorities? And
food on the table?
Well, food on the table, sure, that's important. But for most people, the lives of their children and them being successful is a priority with them as well. I think a lot of it's just cultural habits. You know, how long does it take to read to a child? 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? At least it gives them the introduction to literature, gives them, sets up a cultural, intrinsic value for reading. So things can be started early in a child's life.
And I certainly don't disagree with you on that. I'm just trying to look at the reality of the situation.
Sure.
Because we have an advantage in this state. A lot of parents, when I worked in the gaming industry, they choose to work different shifts so that they can be there with their children.
Sure.
So that is an advantage.
Sure.
Lottery.
Lottery.
It's in your committee.
Yes.
There seems to be a lot of enthusiasm towards having a lottery so that the funds will go towards education. Is it going to get through your committee?
To be honest with you, Sam, I don't think so. I don't think
Why?
there's enough votes there right now. I serve on judiciary, and you know, we just haven't really seen. Once again, it's one of those things that looks good on the surface, but once you start digging through it and getting down to the core of it, the lottery, even though it's earmarked for education, it kind of goes into a grab-all bag, and you start negotiating it away, and you're not earmarking it for books or supplies or anything else, and then it's kind of consumed in benefits and salaries. So is it really going to help out?
Well, you've served on Health and Human Resources,
Right.
and now you're the chairman of Health and Human Resources. And didn't you guys fence off textbooks last time?
We did fence off textbooks, but we're finding out that the fencing off of those textbooks were used for other things like desks and computers and hardware, software, instead of buying the actual textbooks themselves. So, you know, fencing off doesn't always mean there's a fence around it. You know, you can get a little puppy that digs a hole underneath the fence.
Okay, what's the biggest objections to the lottery that you're hearing?
Well, the biggest objection is of course, our neighbors to the left of us, California. You know, they have the lottery system in Nevada, or Reno's so close to California. The lottery is a lot bigger. A lot more people are playing. So it's a lot easier just to cross the border, either go up north or west and buy a lottery ticket and come back home. And usually it's those that are socially, economically in the lower class that actually buy those tickets.
But you know what? I just have difficulty with that argument. I mean, in the Silver State, you know, we have gaming.
Well, how many tickets have you bought?
You know, only in England. You know, I'm not much of a gambling man, to be perfectly honest with you.
I'm not either.
I worked in the gambling business when I was a kid, and I saw, you know, that the money goes towards basically helping those companies to be successful.
Sure.
And good luck
Very
to them for
large
that.
buildings.
But not for me. But you know, the reality is that people are gaming in grocery stores, they're gaming in taverns, they're gaming all over the place.
Sure.
You know, it's every strata of economic level in this state. And it just seems to me that this would be an easy way for the state to be able to pick up some more money and maybe hook in with other states to be able to make a larger jackpot.
Well, it actually hasn't even been proven in the state of California. You know, they have a lottery system that was earmarked to go with education, and we haven't really seen any benefits from it. And money, Sam, is not always the answer for our educational woes. I mean, we pour a lot of money.
I don't disagree with you there.
We pour a lot of money into education, and we don't get the results that we're looking for.
Okay, well, one of the things that's been touted, speaking of a lot of money, is the INVEST program.
Mm-hmm.
And people talk about it like it's the holy grail, and other people talk about it like it's a big wish list that's going to cost the state and not do anything.
Sure.
Your committee heard the INVEST program last week.
We did.
Quick answer from you, please.
Okay, there's some elements of it that may have some validity, but as a whole, I would tend to agree. It is a wish list, and it's very optimistic and ambitious. So we're going to pull it apart and see what really can be what's viable in there.
No time for No Child Left Behind?
No, we're out of time.
Well, we can come back next
time. Will
time.
you come back?
Yeah,
we appreciate
sure,
it. Senator
sure.
Maurice Washington. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
For a videotape copy of any Nevada Newsmakers program, call 775-857-2244. The tapes are $20 each, including shipping.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years.
Reno's best dining values are all at one casino, the Pepper Mill. You can enjoy great savings on our popular specials. Pepper Mill's coffee shop offers daily lunch specials, low-carb dining, and all your favorite comfort foods. You'll find sensational lunch specials featuring Reno's freshest seafood, sushi, pasta, and more at Oceano. And early bird specials at Reno's Premier Steakhouse and Romanza Ristorante Italiano. The best values are at the Pepper Mill. Where are you dining?
Your best value in sight.
When you need a new employee, how can you be sure who you're really hiring? A background investigation by Employer Links will uncover criminal records, verify the applicant's education, check their credit history and Social Security verification. An investigation will research professional licenses and driver's licenses and let you know why they're unemployed. Hiring the right person shouldn't be a gamble. Call Employer Links. Employer Links, protecting your investment.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad.
And we welcome to the program Assemblywoman Sheila Leslie. She's the Assistant Majority Whip and Chairman of Health and Human Services. She's also on Growth and Infrastructure, Ways and Means, and she's the Chair of the Health and Human Resources Subcommittee. Pretty busy person.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
And there are a lot of issues that you deal with as chair of the Ways and Means Subcommittee. And one of those, you chaired a very emotional hearing about a week or so ago with families of autistic children.
Right.
were in the audience and testifying. Apparently, vital funds were left out of the budget for them that would continue behavioral modification for their loved ones. Can you tell us a little bit about the issue?
Sure, happy to. Apparently there was about $1 million package that was sent to the governor's office that was not prioritized in his budget, and the families were quite upset about it. Autism is a very interesting and growing problem, our recognition of it, and many of these families have had to quit jobs. They are not able to use their insurance to get the help their children need, and the most heart-wrenching part of it is if you don't get the help to the kids when they're 0 to 3, you lose a huge opportunity to impact really the rest of their lives. So it was a difficult hearing, lots of emotion, and you can certainly understand it. As a mother, you want the best for your child, so we're going to have to work on that.
You know what's remarkable is that four times as many kids suffer from autism as do with cancer, which is an amazing statistic that I'm not sure too many people are familiar with. What specifically can the state do to help?
Well, there are programs that most states have, Sam, that Nevada just has never had, which provide alternate therapies. What these parents seem to want is a program that we do have in place, but they want it expanded, where parents can use the state funds to purchase the services that their particular child needs or that works with their child. Right now, we only have 60 families who are able to avail themselves of that service, and during the hearing, I referred to them as the 60 lucky families, and then there's a long waiting list of families that just can't even get on the program. So what those families asked us is to put more money in the budget and allow them access to those funds.
Let's talk about prescription drugs. Democrats are very strong on allowing the legal reimportation of drugs to the United States from Canada. Isn't this a bit of a sham?
Well, I don't think it's a sham at all, Sam. Sam. There are 8 states who are already doing it. We feel very strongly that our citizens should have the right to purchase Canadian drugs just like those citizens do in 8 other states. My neighbor called me the other day and he said, I think it's a great idea. Go forth and do good for the people. He said he's been doing it for years. He said, just don't mess up the deal that I have, because he's been importing his own drugs through that loophole in the federal law that says you can import prescription drugs for your own personal use. So we feel it's a good way to put pressure pressure on the federal government to do what's right for our citizens. And in the meantime, we believe working with the State Board of Pharmacy, we can protect access, make sure the drugs are safe. Most of the drugs are manufactured right here in the United States, and let our senior citizens and all of us enjoy that benefit.
But you know very well that if the federal government were to say that, yes, we can all re-import drugs from Canada, Canada will be out of drugs in 5 minutes.
Eventually, but 8 states are doing it right now. We don't want Nevada to be the 50th in this issue. We want to be right up there in the top 10, allowing our citizens to have prescription drugs at a lower cost. So we are intending to proceed with that bill.
The governor's office testified on several real legal issues that were problematic for them. It looked like unless there was something modified in the bill that they would have, the governor would have a hard time signing the legislation. Yet it went flying out of the Assembly and over to the Senate. Aren't they sending a number of these, I don't want to call them flawed measures, but getting them out of the Assembly because they're part of the Democratic plank and letting the Senate clean up?
Well, that bill actually hasn't left yet. It went out of the committee and it's coming to the Assembly floor. But I wouldn't call it a flawed bill at all, or any of the bills that we've sent over there. We're very conscious of that. We don't want to send things over knowing that they're going to need work. Now, if you're saying...
Is that going to be amended then, the legal concerns that Mike Killerby expressed?
I think the bill came out of committee. I'm not on Commerce and Labor, but I think it came out with an amend and due pass, so I'm not sure what's in the amendment. I haven't seen it yet. But I think we have a strong Democratic platform this time. We're not wasting time. We're sending over a lot of our key issues. I think you'll see full-day kindergarten go over there very soon as well. And so we see it as we're doing our work, sending it over to the Senate. They'll do their review. It may come back for a conference committee, or they may decide our bill's ready to go on.
If you're a gambling woman, what do you think the chances are of the lottery bill passing out of the Senate?
Oh, at least 60-40. I think the people want it. It's polling very high, and there's really no reason not to go for it. The two highest lottery places in California are right on the Nevada-California border. Our people want access to lottery tickets. They can buy textbooks that our kids need. My daughter used the same textbook my ex-husband had at Reno High School, and that was years later. We know our kids need textbooks, so we need to go forward with the lottery.
Real quickly, Assemblywoman Buckley introduced a surprise fourth alternative tax bill last week. Where do you come down? Have you had a chance to review now the 4 different proposals?
Yes, I have, sitting on that committee, and Ms. Buckley's bill is really a consensus bill where she pulled, I think, the best parts of all the proposals. And I think that proposal takes care of most of the middle-class voters that we want to provide property tax relief for, so I think it shows great promise.
And we are out of time. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you coming in. You're welcome anytime. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Those were very difficult times for my husband and I, finding the kind of long-term resources that we needed to continue his recovery and well-being. And it would have been much easier to have had a source that we could have called in one spot rather than calling friends, searching the internet.
One-stop access for caregivers, NevadaCareConnection.org.
Something spectacular has taken wing not far from Reno or Lake Tahoe, and never far from your mind. An escape of fine dining and legendary golf. Introducing the resort at Red Hawk. And at the center of it all, we've feathered our nest with new villas that have elevated Red Hawk to the status of a premier resort. The Resort at Red Hawk, a beautiful new arrival in northern Nevada.
So, who do you use for workers' comp?
Pro Group Management.
Ah, I've heard some good things about them.
Oh, you bet. Employee background checks, safety training, claim seminars. Oh, and here's the great part. If you have an issue, they work for you, not against you.
Sounds perfect. And expensive.
Well, that's the best part. They saved me 30%. I've heard they've saved others 50%.
Works for me. Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
If it's hot, it's here at the Pepper Mill. The Pepper Mill has over 500 of the hottest video theme slots. And with the $100,000 Winter Video Theme Slot Fest, there's no smarter time to play these winning machines. Win your share of the money with $2,000 random cash giveaways every Monday and $5,000 drawings every Friday. And new players can get up to $100 free play.
The slots that rock are at the Pepper Mill. Where are you winning?
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad.
And we have a great Power Pundit panel. As always, we're joined by Chris Wicker, who's chairman of the Washoe County Democrats, Jason Geddes, former Assemblyman, Marlene Lockard with Capital Strategies. Welcome to all of you. Okay, Dick Cheney, Vice President, visiting Washoe County today. And what were you doing this morning, Chris?
Well, I was out at the rally at the Neal Road Community Center, but I was on the outside as always. Cheney was on the inside, and we have lots of signs showing what's wrong with Cheney's town hall talk.
And for example?
Well, for Social Security, we're not going to hear Dick Cheney talk about the cost of the president's plan. We're not going to hear Dick Cheney talk about the loss of benefits under the president's plan. And the president finally admitted that the centerpiece of his Social Security plan, the private accounts, does not address any of the fiscal issues that they say cause the need for reform. Maybe Cheney will admit that, maybe not. He's not taking questions, so we don't know.
Well, I think it'll be great to get the debate going. I mean, we really need to have the debate, whether you agree with private accounts or not, or when you think it's actually going to run out. It is going to run out. I mean, just look at the population cycle, and it's not a sustainable account, and we need to start addressing it, and I don't think we should punish people for addressing it now.
Mary, don't you think the president would benefit if he split the two issues apart? The private accounts and fixing Social Security as two separate pieces?
I don't know how you can totally split it apart, because in order to start the next generation of people, the next generation of users, you've got to have the private accounts or an alternative area, if it does get blocked, where people can start controlling their own destiny. And this other part, all of it is coming to a head. Just like Jason said, we are getting the population is going to drain that. Two people supporting one person doesn't even work. That's why families are out there, two people supporting whole families. You're coming to have health care and everything else. We are getting a population crunch that's going to affect all economics. And if you stifle debate and just protest, you're accomplishing nothing. All we're doing is playing politics instead of trying to solve the problem and get solutions.
But everyone has that option now. You can have a private account right now. There is no prohibition for anyone who wants to go up and set a private account. So they're raising a red herring here instead of focusing the debate on what can fix Social Security. Private accounts are wonderful. I have one. I'm sure almost everybody at this table has one. It's an option available. And the issue of what's wrong with Social Security is not being addressed because we've moved the debate to a political agenda.
But it's not just the option available. I mean, I started a private account because I don't have a belief that it's going to be there when I'm ready to retire.
Well,
I did my private accounts and I put money there because I want security for my family when I retire. And
and does anybody think that maybe if you didn't have that Social Security drain on your paycheck, you might invest it elsewhere?
No,
because those people that don't provide for private accounts now certainly are not going to take that money and put it in there. That's the problem. Social Security has been forever a safety net for those who are unable, for whatever reasons, unable or unwilling to do what they should do to manage their future. It is so that we have a safety net only, a basic amount for a certain level of folks in this society.
And the vast majority of people are not putting any money away. I mean, I'd hope we aren't a country where we see old people dying in the streets because they have no food or houses. So Social Security is not a retirement program to live a good life. It's the bottom line safety net.
It doesn't provide food or houses now.
It's the bottom line safety net, and by telling the truth about the president's program, you're not stifling debate. I think it's important to tell the truth because
that is the debate.
When they're pursuing a policy and they don't tell the truth, don't tell all the facts, somebody's got to bring it up, and that's the job of us.
Is anybody going to admit the system's broke here?
It's not broke. It's not broke.
But
you have some fiscal problems coming up.
You have so much extra money, Chris.
You have some fiscal problems coming up, and In 2018, you're going to stop taking in more money than you're paying out. In 2052, you're only going to be able to pay about 75% of the benefits unless you do something.
Congress has repeatedly cut benefits, Jason. How do you feel about that? That's what they're going to have to do.
That's what they're going to have to do. Yeah, I think
we should have this debate. The elephant in the room is immigration. You know, there are going to be a lot of people moving into this country. We still have a lot of space in this country, and people are still fighting and dying to get here. And that's the one.
You know what the big irony is on immigration,
And they
Sam?
go on Social Security.
With immigration and Social Security.
Yeah, but they would help support it in the
if you look at the Social Security analysis, the program improves the more immigration you have because you have more workers supporting fewer retirees. So ironically, the more immigration you have, the stronger Social Security is.
If it's legal.
The big elephant in the room is
that's what the president is trying to get through.
We should have a debate on Social Security, but Medicare and Medicaid as well, because those are all train wrecks.
Oh, you're absolutely
and so
right
just to focus debate on Social Security is misleading.
Well,
you have to talk globally.
There's a political thing that says you take a bite of the apple, not try to eat the whole apple.
See,
or elephant,
I'm not
advocating.
I'm not advocating illegal immigration, but what happens there is they take Social Security taxes out of their paychecks, but the illegal immigrants don't get any Social Security benefits. So.
Yes,
but you don't want to base your economy on illegal aliens paying Social Security
obviously
taxes.
Not.
And they
I
do
would just
get
like to
benefits.
see the Vice President have a real town hall where real people get to go and ask real questions.
Good
and it's
idea.
not a controlled environment.
How much time do you have?
Yeah.
We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the world's largest industrial park, the resort at Red Hawk, and the Peppermill family of casinos.
This is one of Sierra Power's main generating plants. It's right next door to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. These plants provide all the clean, reliable power that businesses need. TRI has 3 independent power generation facilities on site. For sensitive manufacturing companies and high-tech firms, this benefit is invaluable. Welcome to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the largest industrial park in the world, building economic prosperity for Nevadans.
Your best value in sight is here for you to see. From frames to lenses to eye exams, you're covered A to Z. Davis Optical, your best value in sight.
Davis Optical Centers, with 2 locations in Reno and Sparks.
Davis Optical, your best value in sight.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years.
Many of the materials we rely on every day come from the ground, and modern mining technology brings them to us cleaner and safer than ever before. To learn more about America's natural resources, visit nma.org, the National Mining Association.
And coming up tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Sam, is the water issues and the Hispanic vote from both sides, liberal and conservative.
We'll see you then.